Have you ever walked into a room and felt completely invisible? Like you were blending into the wallpaper, while everyone else seemed to command attention effortlessly? Well, what if I told you there's a simple secret? Something you can literally wear. That would make men take notice of you instantly, no matter your age. Let me share Sarah's story. Sarah is 62, a retired teacher who always dressed in what she called safe colors: beiges, grays, muted browns. She told me she felt like she'd become a ghost at social events. But then, something incredible happened. At her daughter's wedding, she decided to wear a deep sapphire blue dress instead of her usual neutral palette. That night changed everything. Not one, not two, but 3 different men approached her. Men who had known her for years but had barely noticed her before. Her own brother-in-law said she looked absolutely radiant. A family friend asked if she'd done something different with her hair. But here's the thing, she hadn't changed her hairstyle, her makeup, or lost a single pound. The only thing she changed was her color. Now, before you think this is just coincidence or some feel-good story, let me tell you, this is pure science. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 7 colors can transform how people see you, backed by real psychology and research that will blow your mind. Here's what most people don't realize. Your brain makes decisions about someone within the first 7 seconds of seeing them. 7 seconds. And guess what's one of the first things your subconscious mind registers? The colors they're wearing. Scientists at the Institute of Neuroscience discovered that colors trigger specific neural pathways in our brain before we even process what we're consciously seeing. It's like your brain has a secret language, and color is its vocabulary. When you see red, your brain doesn't just think red. It thinks passion, energy, power. When you see blue, it's not just blue. It's trust, stability, confidence. But here's where it gets really fascinating. Men's brains process colors differently than women's brains. While women can distinguish between 16 million different color variations, the difference between coral and salmon, or navy and midnight blue, men's brains are hardwired to respond to about 8 basic color groups. And within those groups, there are specific colors that create an almost magnetic attraction response. The University of Rochester conducted a groundbreaking study where they showed men photographs of the same woman wearing different colored clothing. The results were staggering. Certain colors made men rate the same woman as significantly more attractive, more confident, and more approachable, without changing anything else about her appearance. Think about it. Have you ever put on a certain outfit and felt instantly more powerful, more beautiful, more confident? That wasn't just in your head. That was color psychology working on your brain, changing your posture, your energy, your entire presence. And if it can do that to you, imagine what it's doing to everyone else who sees you. Let me tell you why men are drawn to certain colors. Let's talk about the male brain for a moment. Evolutionary psychologists have found that men are biologically programmed to respond to certain color cues. It goes back thousands of years to our primitive ancestors. Red, for instance, has always signaled fertility, health, and vitality. Blue has represented reliability and strength. Green has meant abundance and life. But here's what's really interesting. These responses happen completely below the level of conscious awareness. A man doesn't look at you in red and think, "Oh, that color represents fertility." His brain just sends signals that make him pay attention, make him want to engage, make him remember you. Dr. Andrew Elliott from the University of Rochester, yes, the same university I mentioned, found that when men viewed women wearing red versus other colors, their pupils dilated, their heart rate increased slightly, and they unconsciously leaned forward more during conversation. They were literally, physically drawn to the women in red without even realizing it. And it's not just red. Each color we're going to discuss triggers specific psychological and even physiological responses in the people around you. When you understand this science, when you harness this power, you stop being invisible. You stop blending in. You start commanding the room. Now, I want you to think about something right now. What colors do you reach for most often? Are they helping you or hiding you? Drop a comment below and let me know what your go-to color is right now. I read every single comment, and I'm genuinely curious about your current color choices. Color 1, red, the instant attention magnet. Let's start with the most powerful color in your arsenal, red. And I'm not talking about any red. I'm talking about the right red for you. Here's what happens in a man's brain when he sees you in red. His amygdala, that's the part of the brain responsible for emotion and arousal, literally lights up on brain scans. The University of Rochester study I mentioned earlier? They found that men were willing to spend significantly more money on a date with a woman wearing red versus any other color. They rated her as more sexually attractive and more desirable, all because of color. But here's what I love about red. It's not just affecting him, it's transforming you. When you wear red, your testosterone levels actually increase slightly. Yes, women produce testosterone too. This makes you feel more confident, more assertive, more powerful. You stand taller, you make more eye contact, you speak with more authority. Now, not all reds work for everyone. If you have cool undertones, think pink or blue undertones in your skin. You want cherry red, wine red, or true red. If you have warm undertones, golden or yellow undertones, go for coral red, tomato red, or brick red. The wrong red can wash you out, but the right red? Game changer. Start small if you're nervous. A red lipstick, a red scarf, red earrings. But if you're feeling bold, a red dress or a red blazer will stop traffic. I had one client, Maria, 58 years old, who bought a red coat after watching one of my videos. She texted me 2 weeks later saying 3 different men had complimented her in the grocery store, something that hadn't happened in years. Color 2, sapphire blue, the trust builder. Now let's talk about blue, but not just any blue. We're talking about deep, rich sapphire blue. This color is psychological gold. Blue is the most trusted color in the human color spectrum. It's why banks use blue, why Facebook is blue, why LinkedIn is blue. When you wear sapphire blue, people immediately perceive you as more trustworthy, more intelligent, and more reliable. But here's the kicker for older women. It also makes you appear more youthful and vibrant. There's something called the blue advantage in psychology. Studies show that people wearing blue are more likely to be believed, more likely to be promoted, and more likely to be approached for help. Why? Because blue activates the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain associated with higher thinking and trust. For men specifically, blue represents stability and confidence. It's not threatening like red can sometimes be, but it's not passive like pastels. It's the sweet spot that says, I'm approachable, but I'm also substantial. The magic of sapphire blue is how it brings out your eyes. Even if you don't have blue eyes, wearing sapphire blue creates contrast that makes your eyes appear brighter and more engaging. And we all know, eye contact is everything when it comes to connection. Pair sapphire blue with silver jewelry for cool undertones, or gold jewelry for warm undertones. A sapphire blue silk blouse, a navy blue dress with sapphire accessories, or even sapphire blue shoes can completely transform your presence. Color 3, royal purple, the mystery maker. Here's a color that most women over 50 are afraid to wear, but it's one of the most powerful in your color arsenal: purple. Specifically, royal purple or deep amethyst. Purple has been the color of royalty for over 4,000 years. It was literally illegal for common people to wear purple in ancient Rome. Only emperors could afford it. That psychological association is still wired into our brains today. When you wear purple, you're subconsciously signaling that you're someone important, someone worth paying attention to. But here's what makes purple particularly powerful for mature women. It combines the passion of red with the stability of blue. It says you're experienced, you're wise, but you're also dynamic and interesting. Purple activates creativity centers in the brain, making people perceive you as more artistic and sophisticated. Men find purple intriguing because it's complex. It's not obvious like red or safe like blue. It makes them curious about you. There's an air of mystery, of depth. One study found that women wearing purple were rated as more creative, more independent, and more intellectually engaging. The key is finding your purple. If you have cool undertones, go for true royal purple or lavender. If you have warm undertones, try eggplant or plum. Start with accessories: an amethyst necklace, a purple scarf, or purple shoes. Once you see how people respond, you'll want to add more purple to your wardrobe. Color 4, emerald green, the vitality signal. The fourth color that makes men take notice? Emerald green. This isn't forest green or olive green. We're talking about rich, vibrant emerald. Green is the color of life, of growth, of renewal. When you wear emerald green, you're sending a powerful subconscious message. You're vital, you're alive, you're flourishing. For women over 50, this is incredibly important because it counters any assumptions about slowing down or becoming less vibrant. Emerald green has a unique effect on the human eye. It's the most restful color for our vision, which means people literally feel more comfortable looking at you when you wear it. They're drawn to look, and then they want to keep looking because it feels good to their eyes. From an evolutionary perspective, green has always represented abundance and fertility. Not just sexual fertility, but fertility of mind, of spirit, of life experience. When you wear emerald green, men perceive you as someone who has a lot to offer, someone who's still growing and evolving. The psychological impact is remarkable. Studies show that people wearing green are perceived as more balanced, more harmonious, and more refreshing to be around. It's confident without being aggressive, eye-catching without being overwhelming. For your skin tone, if you're fair, go for a softer jade green. If you have medium skin, emerald green is perfect. If you have deeper skin tones, try a rich malachite green. An emerald green silk scarf, a jade green blouse, or emerald jewelry can completely transform how people see you. Now, I'm curious, which of these first 4 colors excites you the most? Red, sapphire blue, royal purple, or emerald green? Drop a comment and let me know which one you're going to try first, because what comes next is going to show you exactly how to put these colors together for maximum impact. Color 5, gold, the luxury signal. Now we're moving into what I call the luxury tier. Colors that don't just get attention, they command respect. And nothing does this quite like gold. Gold isn't just a color, it's a statement of worth. When you wear gold or metallic tones, something fascinating happens in people's brains. The same neural pathways that activate when people see actual wealth and success start firing. It's called the halo effect of affluence, and it's incredibly powerful for mature women. Here's what research from the Fashion Psychology Institute found. Women wearing gold were consistently rated as more successful, more influential, and more worthy of respect than women wearing other colors. Men specifically perceived them as more accomplished and more intriguing. Why? Because gold has been associated with value and achievement for thousands of years across every culture on Earth. But here's the beautiful thing about gold for women over 50. It brings warmth to your complexion like no other color can. Gold reflects light in a way that minimizes fine lines and gives your skin a natural glow. It's like having professional lighting wherever you go. The key is choosing the right gold. Rose gold works beautifully for cool undertones, while warm gold and bronze are perfect for warm undertones. A gold silk blouse, metallic gold accessories, or even gold shoes can elevate any outfit from ordinary to unforgettable. I remember Linda, a 65-year-old client, who was nervous about dating again after her divorce. She wore a gold wrap dress to her first dinner date in 10 years. Not only did the evening go perfectly, but her date later told her that he couldn't stop thinking about how radiant and successful she looked. That's the power of gold. Color 6, soft pink, the approachability magnet. Now, some of you might be thinking, pink? Really? Isn't that too young for me? But hear me out, because this isn't bubblegum pink or hot pink. We're talking about soft pink, dusty rose, blush, or champagne pink. Soft pink does something magical to the human brain. It triggers what psychologists call the nurturing response. When people see you in soft pink, their brains release a tiny amount of oxytocin, the same hormone that creates feelings of trust and bonding. You literally become more approachable and more likable, without saying a word. For men, soft pink represents femininity without vulnerability. It's confident femininity. Studies show that men are more likely to start conversations with women wearing soft pink because it signals warmth and openness while maintaining sophistication. But here's what I love most about soft pink for mature women. It's youth-enhancing without trying to look younger. It brings out the natural pink tones in your lips and cheeks, creating a healthy, vibrant appearance. It's like a subtle filter for real life. The psychology is fascinating. Soft pink activates the same brain regions associated with comfort and security. People feel better around you when you wear it. A blush pink silk scarf, a dusty rose sweater, or rose gold jewelry can make you seem more magnetic without being overwhelming. Color 7, white and ivory, the purity power. The final color in our arsenal is one that many women overlook, but is absolutely devastating in its effectiveness: crisp white and ivory. White and ivory are what I call reset colors. They literally reset people's perception of you. When someone sees you in pristine white or elegant ivory, their brain creates what's called a clean slate impression. All previous assumptions fade away, and they see you fresh, new, sophisticated. There's neuroscience behind this. White activates the brain's attention centers more than almost any other color because it creates the highest contrast with everything around it. You literally stand out from the background. But unlike bold colors that demand attention, white commands it quietly and elegantly. For men, white and ivory represent sophistication and self-assurance. It says you're confident enough to wear a color that shows everything, brave enough to stand out, elegant enough to carry it off. Research shows that people wearing white are perceived as more honest, more trustworthy, and more refined. The key is getting the tone right. Pure bright white works for everyone, but ivory and cream are particularly flattering for warm undertones. A crisp white blouse, an ivory silk dress, or white accessories with any outfit creates an instant upgrade. Now that you know the 7 colors, let me share the secret to using them strategically. You don't need to wear all 7 at once. In fact, please don't. The power is in choosing the right color for the right moment. Going to a business meeting? Sapphire blue with gold accents projects competence and success. Romantic dinner? Red with touches of soft pink creates intrigue with approachability. Social gathering where you want to be remembered? Royal purple with white creates mystery and sophistication. Casual day but still want to turn heads? Emerald green with ivory looks effortlessly elegant. Here's your action plan. Start with one color that excited you most from this video. Buy one piece in that color. Could be a scarf, a blouse, even lipstick. Wear it and pay attention to how people respond to you differently. I guarantee you'll notice a change. Then, gradually add the other colors. Build your power palette. Within a month, you'll have a wardrobe that doesn't just make you look good, it makes you unforgettable. Ladies, you now possess knowledge that most women will never have. The scientific psychology behind colors that command attention and respect. You're not invisible, you're not fading into the background, and you're certainly not too old to be noticed. Sarah, who I told you about at the beginning, she now owns that sapphire blue dress in 3 different styles. She's dating again, she's confident again, and she tells everyone it started with understanding the power of color. Your assignment is simple. Try one of these colors this week. Just one. Notice how differently people treat you. Notice how differently you feel. Then come back and tell me about it in the comments. I read every single one, and I love hearing your success stories. If this video opened your eyes to the power you've been carrying in your closet all along, hit that like button. If you want more secrets about presence, confidence, and magnetic energy after 50, subscribe and ring that notification bell, because we're just getting started. Remember, beautiful, you're not trying to turn back time. You're stepping into your power. And that power? It looks incredible on you. Until next time, stay confident, stay colorful, and keep shining.